the industry is absolutely rife with misinformation, but with the current climate, I think all of this stuff is going to be scientifically proven. It's like, this is what works and this is what doesn't. You can either pay to have that information, or you're working on bad information.
Yeah, you're working on something you don't actually have solid concrete evidence from these companies that are coming out testing. So that's a good place to start, I suggest.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you asked me about SEO earlier before we came on, before we hit the live button. And it's like, I don't like to talk about SEO that much because up until fairly recently, we've never had tools that could show you exactly what to do. It's always been like, oh, I heard this works. And, put your exact match anchor text in links and put your H1 tags and make sure it's in your meta description 3 times and all that stuff. And it's based on absolutely nothing. It's like plucked out the air. Someone decided it, put it on a popular blog or whatever, or on a forum, and then that's the thing now.
Yeah.
But then
it gets recycled around.
Yeah, and there are tools like, I use one called Cora, Cora.
Yeah.
And there's one called Page Optimizer Pro, which is good. I believe there's Surfer SEO, but I haven't used that either. And these are correlation tools. So what they do is they show you exactly what the algorithm is rewarding. And what we find is that it's relative to almost every single search term. The algorithm is looking for something different for every search term.
Yeah. Wow. It's so good that you highlight that, because filtering through all of that rubbish, I guess, is just going to send entrepreneurs and site owners around in circles. And I guess this just comes back to, like, if you actually are serious about growing your business, like, go away and get help. Or if you want to achieve any level of success, go away and get help from somebody who's done it and they have a proven track record. They know what they're doing, and it's not just a myth. It's based on evidence, on working with different people as well.
There's even a second layer. So you have these tools, right, that I've just told you about. They can, to different extents, they analyze ranking factors that they were decided by the owners. So there's some inherent bias in every single tool. But it's like, they will show you what the sites are doing. They're not showing you what to do, how to rank. So they say, the top 10 sites for this search term, it has this many words, or, it has this many images and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a well-known fact that correlation does not equal causation. So to add a second layer to that, you have a correlation tool, you have all the data, and then you compare that to sort of single variable tested data. So this thing sort of, let's use one for example. You have your keyword in your meta title, right? Everything I say beyond here is made up. I'm not saying actual facts. So we're saying your keyword is in the meta title, right? And that's true for the top 5 websites for your search term. But then we do a single variable test, where you show that it has 0 impact whatsoever. And in fact, what it does is it demotes your rankings if you have your keyword in the meta title.
Wow.
Or description, whatever, right? What do you do then? Do you just follow along because everyone else is doing it wrong and the correlation data says it? Or do you do what your test data actually shows? So that's how SEO is evolving from, you used to be able to download a WordPress plugin. It'd say, add it to your H1 tag and you get a little tick. Add it to, it's mentioned 3 times in your first paragraph, add a little tick. And it's just not the way it is anymore.
Yeah.